Hello, a very good morning to all. Myself, Khushbu Bhalodia, Assistant Professor, Chemical Engineering Department, LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Today's my subject is Green Technology and Sustainable Development. In a previous lecture of Green Technology and Sustainable Development, we have seen supercritical water and near critical water as a green solvent. Under this, we have seen the applications like hydrolysis, quartz synthesis, oxidation, reforming reaction like this, and then we covered ionic liquid and features of ionic liquid, and then we covered fluorous solvent as a green solvent. So now in a today's session we will consider a different green solvents and recent trends in a green solvent. So let us start our session. First our topic is green solvent or organic carbonates as a green solvent. The main property of organic carbonates are polarity and having a large liquid temperature range. These two properties make carbonates as a green solvent, which is a high polarity, that means organic carbonates are polar solvents. Moreover, that organic carbonates having a large range, temperature range, for which it remains in a liquid phase. So these two properties make them as a green solvent. Now organic carbonates can be used as a green solvent in these two applications, where first one is preparation of many 4 and 5 members heterocycles, and another one is for the membrane preparation. These organic carbonates are widely used. Under this category of organic carbonates, that is DMC, that is dimethyl carbonate, it widely used, where we can apply dimethyl carbonate as you can see that as a solvent, right, in a battery, in a reagent. Here in all this application we can use organic carbonate as a green solvent, and these two applications already I discussed that green solvent we can use organic carbonate in the preparation of 4 and 5 member heterocyclic compound, and another one is for the membrane preparation one can use organic carbonate. Under the class of organic carbonate, dimethyl carbonate, which is known as DMC, is the smallest and the most useful as a green solvent. So nowadays many reactions, chemical synthesis are happening under the organic carbonates. Now we will see another green solvent, which is non-toxic liquid polymer. Have you wondered liquid polymer can be used as a green solvent? Yes, some of the liquid polymer can be act as a green solvent also. Why? Because those particular kind of liquid polymer have a low toxicity and large reusability. That means we can reuse those liquid polymer many a times in our reaction. So some of the liquid polymers satisfy the criteria of green solvents like low toxicity and reusability. So we can use some of the liquid polymer as a green solvent. Two major class of this liquid polymers are polyethylene glycol and polypropylene glycol. Polypropylene glycol is structurally similar to the polyethylene glycol. So widely we can use polyethylene glycol and polypropylene glycol as a green solvent in many of chemical synthesis. Right. So this polyethylene glycol and polypropylene glycol can be used for the separation process, for the extraction, and for the synthesis purpose. We can widely use this non-toxic liquid polymer. Why we are using polyethylene glycol as a green solvent? Because the polyethylene glycol is having a non-volatile component, inflammable, non-toxic to human and animal as well as aquatic life. So because of this advantageous property, we are widely using polyethylene glycol as a green solvent. So polyethylene glycol is rightfully called a green chemical because it is inflammable, non-volatile, non-toxic to human, animal as well as aqueous environment. Another thing that is desirable, which is polyethylene glycol as a green solvent, is Additionally, its miscibility with water, its ease of recyclability and ability to act as a phase transfer catalyst make them as a green solvent. Moreover, these properties of physical properties like non-volatile, non-toxic, non-flammable, right. Additional to that, another properties of polyethylene glycol is it is miscible with water. Another is recyclability is very high. Then it can be act as a phase transfer catalyst also. Moreover that, last but not the least, biodegradability. Polyethylene glycol is biodegradable by bacteria. This bacteria can be found in a sewage as well as in a soil. So that is a very helpful thing to us for the environmental friendly or for the sustainable development, which is polyethylene glycol is biodegradable by bacteria which is normally found in sewage and soil. So therefore, that is the widely used non-toxic liquid polymer. Polypropylene glycol is less persist in environment, that means its biodegradability is less as compared to polyethylene glycol. But polypropylene glycol is also used, but only disadvantage is it is slight persist in environment, right? Biodegradability is not as compared to polyethylene glycol. Now next we covered biosolvent as a green solvent. We can use biomass derived solvent as a green solvent. These biosolvents are also known as a alternative to volatile organic compounds, and in a introduction lecture of green solvent I already discussed that conventional solvent or the volatile organic compound have a very harmful impact on our human health, environment as well as animal life, because it's a highly toxic in nature, highly flammable, having a high vapor pressure, highly persistent environment, right. So because of that, this biosolvent can be act as a green alternative to volatile organic compound. So under this category of green chemistry and sustainable development, always our intention or our aim is to use less volatile component, or I can say remove as much as possible the use of volatile organic compound. Therefore, biosolvent is truly called as a alternative to volatile organic compound. Biosolvents, the most important types of biosolvent examples are esters of naturally occurring acids and fatty acids, bioethanol, isobars, glycerol and glycerol derivatives. All these biosolvents are derived from the renewable sources rather than the use of fossil fuels. See, this biosolvents are produced from the renewable sources like vegetable, animal or mineral raw materials by chemical and physical process without the consumption of fossil use. So that is one of our principle, right? Under the principles of 12 principle of green chemistry, we have seen that try to reduce the maximum usage of fossil fuel, reduce the usage of fossil fuel instead of go for the this kind of renewable sources. So this is biosolvents which can use as a green solvent because those are the derived from the biomass. So these widely used biosolvents are widely used in a solvent, as a in a cosmetic industry, as a cleaning agent, as a paint, ink and in a agriculture chemicals. So at these all are the applications where we can use biosolvents like for the production of cosmetic, chemical agents, paint, ink and for the manufacturing of agriculture chemicals we can use biosolvent. Now another green solvent is a switchable solvent. Switchable solvent, that means hydrophilic and hydrophobic in nature. By the presence and absence of component, our system can be formed hydrophilic and hydrophobic. So depending on the presence or absence of carbon dioxide, certain species can either be water soluble or a hydrophobic respectively. See, in the presence of carbon dioxide, a system can become a water soluble. In the absence of carbon dioxide, a system can become hydrophobic in nature. So those known as a switchable solvent. Here you can see in a figure that is water emergence system, in which in the presence of carbon dioxide it is become hydrophilic in nature, and in the absence of carbon dioxide it becomes hydrophobic in nature. So this is a switchable solvent. So mixing and demixing process is reversible, and that can be tuned simply by controlling the presence of air and CO2. Right, a hydrophobic water immiscible phase that can be temporarily created and which can be removed when desired chemical reaction is completed. So this is a switchable solvent as a green solvent. Now we will see the proposed new green organic solvent. Till now we covered all the discovered of green solvents, but now we will see the proposed new green organic solvents, which is the future of green chemistry. Right, nowadays recent advanced research that is taking place under the use of this solvent or this as a green solvent. First class of this proposed new organic green solvent is ethyl lactate, another one is 2-methyl tetrahydrofluorine, and third one is cyclopentyl methyl ether, which is CPME. So now turn by turn we will see all these three. First one is ethyl lactate. So ethyl lactate is a new green solvent which is derived from the processing of corn, and it is ester of natural L-lactic acid which is produced by fermentation of sugar. So you can see that ethyl lactate mainly can be derived or can be formed by using sugar and corn. So we can produce ethyl lactate from the renewable sources. That's why it is also known as a new green alternate sources. So ethyl lactate, moreover that it is safer and more sustainable alternative solvent to ethyl acetate, acetone, toluene, xylene and chlorinated solvents. So this ethyl lactate is a greater alternative solvents as compared to ethyl acetate, acetone, toluene, xylene and chlorinated solvents. Right. Another thing is it's ethyl lactate having a high solvency power, having a high boiling point and lower vapor pressure, so lower surface tension will be there. So these are the properties of ethyl lactate that can be used for the chemical synthesis are high solvency power, high boiling point, low vapor pressure and low surface tension. Where we can apply ethyl lactate? So application of ethyl lactate is to clean various metal surfaces. Ethyl lactate can be efficiently remove grease, oil, adhesive and some solid fuels. Also ethyl lactate can be used as a solvent for the coating industry. It can be ability to dissolve a wide range of polyurethane resins. So that can be used as a solvent to dissolve a wide range of polyurethane resin. So therefore ethyl lactate is becoming a new green solvent. Another is 2-methyl tetrahydrofuran. In this 2-methyl tetrahydrofuran, which particularly derived from the corn cobs and bagasse, you can see in this picture, which is a biomass derived solvent which make them a new greener solvent. Nowadays our particular aim is to derive a solvent from the renewable sources. Rather than to use a fossil fuel, try to use renewable sources. So this 2-methyl tetrahydrofuran, which is widely used as an organometallic solvent, which offers both economical and environmental friendly advantage over the tetrahydrofuran. Tetrahydrofuran is conventional solvent which having a many disadvantages of which is very harmful to our environment. So instead of this tetrahydrofuran, one can go for the 2-methyl tetrahydrofuran, which is economical and environmental friendly compared to this tetrahydrofuran. That can be used as an alternative solvent to dimethyl sulfoxide or methyl tert-butyl ether in the CC bond forming reaction. So in the CC bond forming reaction, instead of dimethyl sulfoxide and methyl tert-butyl ether, one can go for this new green solvent which is 2-methyl tetrahydrofuran. Another one is in a THF, it is tetrahydrofuran. In the reaction between Grignard reagent and carbonyl compound, instead of this THF, one can go for the 2-methyl tetrahydrofuran. Another one is a methylene chloride in the biphasic reaction. So therefore, I can truly say that green alternative to dichloromethane and tetrahydrofuran. So this 2-methyl tetrahydrofuran is a true greener alternative ways of use of dichloromethane and tetrahydrofuran. Now we will see another greener solvent, which is cyclopentyl methyl ether, which is CPME. CPME is also a newer greener approach, which is a greener alternative to other ethanol solvents such as tetrahydrofuran. So you can see that cyclopentyl methyl ether, which is CPME, is widely alternative to these solvents like tetrahydrofuran, 2-methyl tetrahydrofurans, that is dioxane, tert-butyl methyl ether, and 1,2-dimethyl ethane. So these are the a good alternative of this conventional solvent. Cyclopentyl methyl ether, which is resists the formation of peroxide. Why this is a new class of solvent? Because it resists the formation of peroxide. If peroxide is not forming, that means a chemical process become a safer in nature. Moreover, that it minimizes the usage of solvent. So CPME resists the formation of peroxide, which improves the chemical process by not only minimizing the solvent waste stream but also improves the safety, right? So these are all the regarding the greener solvents like biosolvents, non-toxic liquid polymer, and like another one is a newer approach towards the green solvent. So that was regarding the today's session. Thank you so much.